Hello dear children, welcome back to chemistry class. In our previous class, we have learnt two important characteristics. They are shape and volume. We have seen how these properties differ in case of three states of matter, that is solids, liquids and gases. So in today's class, we are going to learn about rest of the properties. They are compressibility and diffusibility. Now let's get into the next important characteristic, that is compressibility. If a substance can be reduced in size by applying a pressure on it, we say that such substances are compressible. Are solids compressible? Let us see that. Will we be able to reduce the size of this solid object by applying a pressure on it? No, we cannot do that. We have already learned that solid occupies a definite amount of space and it also has a definite shape. Hence, we can say that solids are not compressible. Now, what about liquids? Look into this picture here. Now, we have taken water inside a plastic container. Now, as we try to squeeze in this bottle of water, what we observe is that we can squeeze this in slightly. This means that liquids are slightly compressible. And what about gases? Look into this picture here. Gas is taken inside a container like how you see here. We know that when gas is taken inside a container, it fills that container completely. Now, by applying a pressure on this gas, we can reduce the amount of space it occupies, isn't it? Yes, which means we can reduce this in size. So this shows that gases are highly compressible. That is why we are able to compress liquefied petroleum gas or even compressed natural gas in cylinders. So we have seen that solids are not compressible, liquids are slightly compressible compared to solids, while gases are highly compressible. Now, let us look into the last important characteristic, that is diffusion. Now, what do you mean by diffusion? It is the movement of particles of a substance from a place of higher concentration to a place of lower concentration. We will learn about that in case of solids, liquids and gases. Now, look into this picture. We know that this is a solid object. Yes, it is a cuboid. Now, we have also learned that solids have a definite shape. They have a definite volume, which means they occupy a fixed amount of space. We have also learned that the particles in case of a solid object, they are closely packed, which means they do not move around easily. That is why solids have no diffusibility. While in case of liquids, as you see here, as a drop of liquid, that is a colored liquid, is poured into water that is filled in this container, we see that as time passes, these particles of the liquid slowly spread around this entire water. Now this shows that liquids have slight diffusibility. This is because the particles of the liquid that is dropped into this container, which is filled with liquid, has spread into this entire water, which shows that it has slight diffusibility. Now what about gases? Look into this picture here. Yes, this is spraying of a perfume. Now what happens when a bottle of perfume is sprayed? We know that as it is sprayed, we get the smell of the perfume in this entire room where we spray it, isn't it? Yes. Why do you think it is so? This is because the particles of this perfume can spread easily from a place of higher concentration to a place of lower concentration. This is because the particles of gas can move around easily. But in case of solids, particles of solids are close together or they are fixed, so they cannot move. While in case of liquids, we know that the particles of liquids are only slightly far apart. Therefore, they have slight diffusibility. While in case of gases, the particles of gases are far apart from each other. Therefore, these particles of gases can move around easily from a place of higher concentration to a place of lower concentration. And therefore, we say that gases have high diffusibility. So from this, we have learned that solids have a definite shape, while liquids and gases, they do not have a definite shape. Liquid takes the shape of the container, and gases also, they take the shape of the container. Now, in case of volume, solids have a definite volume and liquids also have a definite volume, while gases, they do not have a definite volume. And in case of compressibility, solids have no compressibility, while liquids have slight compressibility and gases have high compressibility. And in case of diffusibility, solids have no diffusibility, while liquids have slight diffusibility and gases have a very high diffusibility.